Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. Good morning, I'm Ernest. Here we are, loaded up this morning in the Rescue Ranger. I have a customer who actually was in a very popular video of mine. Their vehicle was once, and they have a new problem. There's the garbage truck. I'll just keep talking. She said her brakes feel really weird and they smell like burning plastic. And so she took it to a shop where she had her brakes done about a year ago. And the guy said, you know, nothing looks out of place, so he wouldn't be able to warranty anything. So she wants me to go up there and take a look at her brakes and see exactly what's going on, if the other guy should be responsible for warranting it, or if it's something that we should take care of here, you know, in a couple of days. So I've got a bit of equipment with me, and we'll head up there. She does say she had a light come on. I don't remember if it was ABS or something else. So I'll take a code reader up there, and we'll get this figured out. Here we go. Alright, so here we are. We got a Nissan Quest here. The issue is, she said it feels like maybe the transmission slipping. She's not exactly sure. Just doesn't feel quite right, and there's a burning plastic smell. So she also said she has a VDP light that will randomly come on, stay on for a little bit, and then go off. So we just got the vehicle warmed up. The burning plastic smell she thought was coming from that passenger side. It is in fact coming from the driver's side. It smells just like hot glue under there, so that's strange. I don't really feel any like chatter or anything in the brakes, which she said occasionally happens. So I'm just gonna pull those wheel off here and inspect everything, and let her know exactly what I think's going on. That is strange that it smells just like hot glue though. So it definitely, she's right on that one. It smells like some sort of burning plastic. So I'm gonna check the transmission stuff as well, and then I'll look into that VDP light as well and see if we can't pinpoint what's going on here for her, or see if anything needs to be done. So here's the transmission oil dipstick. It looks a little dirty, smells a little burnt, but nothing crazy. I may recommend doing a drain and refill on the transmission, just a little service on it, but nothing concerning on that. So we'll put that back. Yeah, I can just smell, it smells like hot glue. Apparently she took it to the other mechanic to see if he could warranty anything. And he said that she had gotten some plastic on there and he quote unquote scraped it off. I'm not exactly sure what that means. So I'm gonna pull this tire now on this driver's side and check it out. Everything up here looks fine. We don't have any fluids leaking. And the transmission, like I said, the transmission felt fine. I got it warm and it shifted fine, downshifted fine. So yeah, we will look at that other tire now. If you haven't guessed what this vehicle's from, this vehicle was featured in my most popular video to date, The Day in the Life of a Mobile Mechanic. So if you haven't seen that one, check it out. We replaced the alternator on this bad boy, and it's been doing fine ever since. Okay, we'll get this up in the air and get that tire off real quick. I have identified the smell of the burning plastic. Must be dependent on which way the breeze is blowing. There we go. Now that I've got it up in the air, if we look under here at the catalytic converter, there totally is. Oh, there's some smoke under here too. I think there's totally some plastic on that catalytic converter. So Yeah, I'm not sure how much the other person scraped off, but that's totally that burning plastic smell. Well, I'll see if I can get some of that off. Must have just caught a bag on the interstate or highway. I'm gonna still pull these brakes over here. Again, the other mechanic said he couldn't find anything wrong with them. I felt what might have been a little bit of play in the axles when I was accelerating. And anyways, we will check it out and just double check that other mechanic's work. She said he kind of did it in a hurry, so we'll see. I said maybe if he replaced the calipers or took them off because he replaced rotors, maybe he put one on twisted. That's why it feels like it's not quite as efficient, but we'll see. That's definitely that burning plastic though. There's not much I can do about that, but I'll get the rest of those big pieces off. All right, well, that's about as good as I can get it, but that's all the plastic that I was able to scrape off, and so hopefully that eliminates that burning smell. I'm gonna go ahead now and pull that tire and look at the brake stuff and see what I can figure out for her. So that's a job well done right there on that. That I think was her main concern. We'll still look at that VDP and the brakes to make sure there's nothing that would be out of place or loose. And here's a little story for you. This clip right here, when I worked on this vehicle in that other popular video, it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I was sitting there and I remembered in my head, like most people do when they're laying there at night, the one little random thing I forgot to reconnect was this clamp here. So I told these people, I said, oh man, I said, I don't think I put that clamp back on. I said, you want to check for me? And they checked and they said, it's not. And they took a picture because they didn't know exactly what was going on. And lo and behold, it was up here. And I said, shoot, well, hey, you can do it with a pair of pliers if you have some pliers. Like, if you don't mind trying. They tried, but they just couldn't get it up here. So it was about 30 minutes away. So after that long day, the day in the life of a mobile mechanic video, I ended up driving out here. I didn't even put it in the video. I was so tired and bummed out. I drove all the way out here and put this clamp back on. So bit of a bummer, but whatever. It was I guess a little behind the scenes action there for you. All right, there's our tire. Let's inspect these brakes. Okay. First things first, visual inspection, wear pattern looks fine on the front. No big grooves. Same thing on the back. We'll look at those pads. The one in the back might be hard for you to see. Let's see if we can adjust that light. It's about the same size as the one in the front here. So now I'm going to check and make sure everything's tight. The lines aren't twisted here, and then I'll do the same thing over there. All right, so everything over here looks fine on this driver's side. Everything's tight. I don't see anything that would cause worry. The one thing to note that I did see is this outer tie rod end is pretty loose, just wobbly by hand. Same thing with these sway bar end links. None of the boots are cracked though, so they may be fine, but that may be where that clicking's coming from. I found typically if they're loose enough to wiggle like that by hand, then it's about time to replace them. Assuming the lower ball joint here, since there's no upper ball joint, the ball joint is probably, in the same shape. I could recommend replacing that, but all the boots are fine, so I'm not super worried about it. This is a typical Utah car. I mean, not much rust. That's about the extent of the rust. All the rubber's pretty well maintained, even in the axles here. So We're gonna still check on that VDP, and I'm gonna look on the other side to make sure everything's the same. My biggest concern is to make sure one of these lines aren't twisted. This one looks fine. I'm gonna check the other as well, and then we'll plug in the computer and see what's going on with that VDP, if it's up or what may be causing that. All right, so the other side looks fine. I don't see anything that would cause concern in the braking ability of the vehicle. I think maybe what she's hearing is the downshift of the engine sometimes. When she's decelerating, she said there's kind of like a whine, kind of like the windshield wiper motor, the windshield wiper fluid motor coming on. And so it's probably something related to just the downshifting, since this vehicle does downshift itself through the deceleration. So we will check on that VDP, and that'll be the last thing. All right, so after some discussion and some thinking about what's going on, it's most likely the ABS module, because she says it only makes that sound when she's braking sometimes, and then the VDC light comes on and it sounds like a little solenoid. So I'm assuming a solenoid or something related with the ABS module is making that noise and causing that VDC light to go off, and then it'll turn off later. There was a few other things, like a button on the dash that I diagnosed was just a bad, the button was bad, but I didn't get a video of that because I was out here just kind of going at it real quick. And so that's a job well done, a diagnosis well done. The brake system is perfectly okay to drive, perfectly safe. And I'm going to look at that one code I got stored from the ABS system. I'm assuming it's something related to that module. So that's something that I wouldn't really fix myself. I don't want to dig into an ABS module and have to worry about all that. But she'll probably take it to the dealership. If that's what we determine is wrong with it, I'll get back with her on that code. But at this point, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, brake system's fine. There's those little suspension components that I mentioned, but probably don't need to be replaced at this very moment. And yeah, that little humming while she's braking noise and the VDC light coming off. So it's a job well done. We'll see you on the next episode of Roadside Rescue. All right, bonus footage. We are here with this Honda Accord from the other week with this V6 that has the cylinder deactivation system. And I've got a report from the customer that it's still driving a little rough. So I plugged my computer in here, which you'll see in the review, which I'm actually really liking, that new scan tool. And there was no misfire code, so it hasn't transferred to any cylinders, but that deactivation system light is still on. The oil level is a little low, thanks to the very awesome and knowledgeable people in the comment section of the last video where I made about this. We are going to recommend having that oil replaced, filled up, and taken care of to see if that fixes the issue. And if it doesn't, then we'll bypass that cylinder deactivation system, since they had recalls. We'll see if this still is eligible for that recall, where they replace the piston rings for cylinders 1 and 3 or 4 or something like that. The cylinders that deactivate when it's in 4-cylinder mode. And since it has an issue where it burns up those cylinders for some reason, I'm not sure the science behind it. So we'll see if it applies for that recall and get it taken care of. If not, then we'll make him aware of what the issues are and his options towards bypassing that, and hopefully getting it to run better, but it may need piston rings replaced. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's eligible for that recall, that warranty work, and we'll tell him about that sooner than later. So here we go. That's it. That's the update. This is the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.